Welcome to part 2 of the 5 foods you must have if you're doing the keto diet and you're getting sweet cravings and you want to curb them without breaking your diet. So as you're going through the video, or when you finish the video, if you feel like I'm missing some other more common foods, or there's some foods that you were hoping to see in this video, it's probably because they're in part 1, so make sure to check that out. I'm going to leave the link in the description below so you can check out part 1 as well and add those foods on top of these ones as well. So let's get right to it. So food number 1 that you must have on your fridge or on your pantry to curb your sweet cravings on the keto diet is going to be unsweetened almond milk or coconut milk. Unsweetened almond milk or coconut milk is only going to have 1 gram of net carb per cup and is going to contain usually 2 to 3 grams of fat, so it's going to help you get your fats up for the day as well. Now you do have to make sure that your almond milk and your coconut milk, as I've said, that it's unsweetened. You can't just get the regular one, because then you're going to be sabotaging yourself, as that's going to contain anywhere between 5 to 8 grams of sugar, whereas the unsweetened one is only going to contain 1 gram of carb per cup. Unsweetened almond milk and coconut milk is also going to be a great alternative if you have a lactose intolerance and you want to at the same time make sure that you're getting that, that taste for milk as well. Some ways that you could use unsweetened almond milk or coconut milk, again, just gonna give you some ideas, are going to be hot chocolate. And I talked about this one in the last video with the dark chocolate. You can throw some coconut milk or unsweetened almond milk, and add 3 tablespoons of Hershey's dark chocolate powder, add 1 tablespoon of erythritol, mix it, throw it into the microwave, and there's gonna be your keto hot chocolate. Number 2, you can also do a smoothie. You can also do coffee. So instead of using creamers, for example, unsweetened almond milk or coconut milk is going to be a more calorie efficient way to have coffee, as that's going to be lower in calories and it's going to give you that creamy taste that you're looking for as well. Food number 2 that you must have in your pantry or in your fridge for your keto sweet cravings is going to be a little bit of a surprise, but this one is going to be protein powders. Now the really cool thing about protein powders is that they come in a lot of flavors. So I am aware that if you go to general grocery store, you're just gonna find the generic flavors such as chocolate, peanut butter, strawberry. But the really cool thing about protein powders is like if you go to like a supplement store, or if you order them online, or if you do a little bit of searching online, you can find, there's a myriad of flavors out there when it comes to protein flavors. I've seen some really crazy ones, and when I say crazy, some cool ones like Fruit Loops flavored proteins, orange cream, cookies and cream. There's all kinds of flavors out there, and of course that's something that can help you if you're craving a specific taste. So like for example, if you want to do like a tropical smoothie, like a mango, like if you get a mango protein, you can always add a little bit of like cream cheese, do the mango protein, some ice, some almond milk, from the previous point, and then mix it all up and you can have like an orange cream type of smoothie. Now the only thing that you need to watch out for with protein powders is, by definition, they are protein powders, so they are going to be high in protein, and you do have to be careful that you're not doing. This is a big mistake that I see people doing on keto, is they try to be efficient with their calories, because they're on the go. They'll just have a protein shake, and because technically a protein powder is going to be low carb, they confuse low carb with keto, so they end up doing 2-3 protein shakes a day, but then they're not doing keto anymore. Now they're just doing a high protein diet, low carb diet, and by definition, of course, they're not going to be doing keto. They're not going to be in the state of ketosis. So the only thing you have to watch out for when it comes to protein powders is to make sure that you're not doing 2-3 a day, and when you do a protein shake or a protein powder, that you put a fat source in it, such as almonds, cream cheese like I talked about, some peanut butter. So don't just have the protein powder by itself. Now, of course, there are protein powders out there that are, that are keto protein powders. But again, those are going to be a little more expensive. If you can, if your wallet allows you, then, by all means, then you can get the keto protein powders. Those are great options as well. You can find those primarily in supplement stores. But if your budget is a little bit more tight, then of course, just doing like a basic mango protein, chocolate protein that's $15 for 15 scoops is going to be just as good. And last thing before we go into the next point is, make it a habit to always check the nutrition label in the back, because, for the most part, most protein powders are going to be very low carb, but there's going to be those here and there that are going to have a couple extra grams. So My recommendation is per scoop, you shouldn't be looking at more than 5 grams of carb. So if you're looking at, you know, something that says, you know, half a scoop is 7 grams, and of course that's 14 grams per 1 scoop, but even then that's a little bit too high. So just make sure that you're always watching out for nutrition labels when picking out your protein powders. All right, so item number 3 that you must have, and this one's gonna be a pantry item. This one is going to be almond flour. Now, one of the biggest withdrawal symptoms that you're gonna find, you know, when you start doing keto, when you're doing keto, is the sugar cravings. And they're gonna be, of course, you know, that's the point of this video and the previous one as well. But they're gonna be a lot stronger the first, you know, 4 weeks when you're doing keto. You're gonna crave sugar, and that's no fault of yours. If you've been eating sugar and carbs for your whole life, it's, you know, just, you know, quitting cold turkey it's no easy task. Now, you know, if you have a cookie in front of you, or if somebody tells you, you know, somebody's talking about brownies, donuts, you're gonna crave it even more. The best way to fight that is to bake your own stuff at home. So if you have almond flour, you could do, I mean, so many things with this. You could do keto cookies, brownies, you could do cheesecake, biscuits. I mean, the list goes on and on. So you have to have almond flour in your pantry. So when you look things up on Google, like how to do a keto cookie, how to do this item is gonna be a must. And the really cool thing about keto almond flour is that it's really high in fat. We're looking at about 15, 16 grams of fat per cup, and we're looking at about 10 grams of net carb per cup. Now, you're probably not gonna be using that much, but my disclaimer here is that you don't wanna be, you know, going around and making cookies all day and having them all day just because it's a keto-friendly item. My disclaimer here is that you have it as a backup for when you're craving those particular types of items. Then you can use your almond flour instead of having the real sugary thing. Item number 4 that you must have, and this one's gonna come in a pair, is gonna be butter and eggs. Now, butter and eggs, of course, by definition, they're not sweet items themselves, but, you know, going up, you know, from the previous point, they're gonna help you when you wanna bake things, or you know, when you're trying to, you know, create something, you're gonna need butter and eggs, of course. Now, the really cool thing about butter and eggs is that regardless of whether you're having sweet cravings or not, these are, I would put these as a top 5 items that you must have on your fridge regardless of sweet cravings or not for your keto diet, because they're so high fat. Now, the only thing that I would recommend with, you know, this pair item, with eggs, of course, you can get the whole eggs, you know, preferably, you know, you want to use a yolk a little bit more because it's going to be the fatty part of the egg. I've even recommended people when they can't get their fats up, you know, on keto, when they, you know, they're tracking their macros or they don't think they're in ketosis, you know, cool little tip here is you can just do a yolk omelet and just do like 4 yolks and then use a little bit of bacon, butter, and then boom, that's going to be a good way to get your fats up. So eggs, they're fine as it is. But when it comes to butter, I would recommend that you use the I can't believe it's not butter, as that's going to be less fat than regular butter. You know, regular butter, 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons, you know, at that point you're getting upwards of 500 calories of just fat. Now, yes, the point of keto is to get your fats up, but if you're getting more fat coming in than you're burning, then you're not gonna burn fat. Even if you're in ketosis, you're not gonna lose weight. With I can't believe it's not butter, you're gonna have more control over your fats. And if you want to, you know, for example, do a bulletproof coffee, instead of adding, you know, 1 tablespoon of regular butter, you do the I can't believe it's not butter. That's going to be 5 grams of fat. So it's going to be more versatile. You're going to have more control over your fats, and it's pretty much about the same price as regular butter. So that's the only recommendation that I would do on this one. Item number 5 is going to be a surprise item. I had one of those in the previous video, which was cinnamon, and I want to do the same thing on this one. So item number 5 is going to be vanilla extract. And a lot of people don't really think of vanilla extract as a keto item, and truth be told, it's not a keto item, but it's a keto friendly item. 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract is only going to contain 1.5 grams of carbs. So if you think about how much vanilla you use for, you know, baking, cooking, anytime you know, if you want to do like a smoothie and you want to add a little bit of vanilla, you're not going to be using 1 whole tablespoon. And even if you were, 1 tablespoon again is only going to be 1.5 grams of net carb. So vanilla extract is going to be a, you know, it's a must-have condiment in your pantry, because it's going to add a lot of flavor. It's going to add a ton of flavor to your sweet items, whether that's a biscuit, whether that's a cookie. Of course, you need vanilla extract for cookies, and without bringing your net carbs too high for the day. Alright, so hopefully you guys found that video helpful. If you did, make sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel, as I'm going to be uploading more videos in the future, of course. I want to do a part 3 of this particular series, so I want to add more hidden items for things that you must have, if you're doing the keto diet and you're getting sweet cravings. So I definitely want to work on that and then upload it here in the next couple of days. And thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys, I'll see you guys in the next video.